Why time away is essential for midlife reinvention. Welcome to your daily hit of grace and grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. This show is proudly sponsored by Rumble and Rise. To find out more about joining Rumble and Rise, head on over to graceandgrit.com/ready to rumble. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. If you never step out of your daily environment, you will keep creating the same version of yourself. Not because you lack vision, not because you lack motivation, but because your nervous system is patterned for your current life. Your brain and body are prediction machines. They automate behaviors based on context. The same kitchen, the same schedule, the same responsibilities, the same people needing the same things from you. That context reinforces the same identity every day. And there's really great things about that, right? Number one, it makes it a lot easier to sort of have certain patterns and rhythms in our life because we don't have to be thinking about things so much all of the time. But when it comes to wanting to change parts of your life, it can become a barrier, an obstacle. So when a midlife woman says to me that she wants to change, but she's also never willing to leave her current environment or change her current environment, what she's really saying is that she wants a different life without interrupting the conditions that are producing the current one. And look, I'm not saying you have to move out of your home, right? Or you have to quit your job. No, it's nothing that dramatic. But sometimes you need to really shake things up. Sometimes you need to rearrange your office. You need to change some things about your home in a pretty dramatic way. Maybe you need to move. Maybe you need to change gyms. I will never forget, I was training a gentleman, this was really early in my career, and we both worked out at the same gym, but I also had a private studio. So he came to my private studio to work with me. And he said to me one day, I'm going to leave the gym that we're at. And I was like, oh man, I'm surprised. How come? It seems like such a great space. And he's like, I've just been there for a really long time. And I can just feel myself kind of settling in to a sort of mediocrity because I'm just so used to it. And I just need a new space. I need new energy. I need to be inspired by new things. And I've never forgotten that. I don't know why it impacted me so much at such a young age, but I was like, yeah, I totally get that. And a lot of my clients and students have heard me talk about my solo travels, right? I'm really big on solo travel, which is not, for me, an escape from my life. It's really a neurological reset. Because when you step into a different physical space, whether that's a new house, a new gym, you shake up your office in some way, or you go on a trip, right? Your sensory input changes. Your attention changes. And often your internal dialogue softens because you're no longer surrounded by visual reminders of who you've been for the past 20, 30, 40 years. I think this is often why we feel so refreshed after vacation. Because we got some perspective. Because we started looking at things differently. Because we started to generate some cognitive flexibility. And cognitive flexibility is what allows new choices to become available. I read something once about one of the best timing to start a new habit can often be when you make a big change. So when you do move to a new home, or you do, change, like, I don't know, maybe you get a divorce, or maybe you move across country, right? Because you're establishing new patterns in a new place, it's also a great time to start establishing some new habits. So I think this is a big reason why women come home from retreats or trips or even a single day alone or in a new environment, and they can see clearly again. They become better problem solvers. They're more creative. They're more inspired. They're more ready for tomorrow. And it's not about the location. It's really that interruption of the identity loop. It's that interruption of the pattern. So midlife reinvention, I firmly believe, requires space on multiple levels. I'm always talking about white space in your schedule. Like, don't schedule every inch of your day with to-dos. Leave some space open for possibility, for restoration, for creativity. But on a macro level, I think sometimes baking in a quarterly weekend away for yourself, or really just considering where you're falling into patterns so deeply that you're starting to feel flat. What might you need to shake up in order to pull yourself out of that? Right? And midlife reinvention doesn't just require space, it also really requires that shaking up of sometimes our environment, not just our calendar. So if you want a new chapter, if you want to really shake some things up in your life, extend yourself the grace of stepping out of the rooms, even just temporarily, where the old chapters have been written. Because you will see things differently. And when you see things differently, you start making some different choices more easily. And that's a wonderful thing. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.